Hiring all the best crew, having all the best toys in the world, the swimming pool, the spa facilities, all that is great. But without one vital component, this yacht's not going anywhere. Welcome to the engine room. This series of videos has us in a shipyard where a lot of work is being done on a vessel which most people would normally never get the opportunity to see. So you as a viewer must not expect to see a perfect vessel in this series, but rather this is what the crew do all day during the yard.
The engineering department consists of 3 people, a chief engineer, a second engineer and an ETO. Hi, my name's Ken, I'm the rotational chief engineer on board the Axioma and I'm from England. I first went to sea in 1992 as a cadet, and then I spent many of my years on smaller vessels and larger vessels, deep sea, and I ended my career over in deep sea on cruise ships where I spent 14 years. Then in 2012, after achieving my Chief Engineer's Unlimited license, I came across 2 private yachts. I've served on 3 private yachts, Axioma being my 3rd one, trying to gain more experience and more knowledge each time so I can apply it to the vessel so that we have a continued uninterrupted service. So on board, all the equipment on board is maintained by the engineers on board or outside contractors. We have a system on board called planned maintenance, and in a nutshell it's designed that you fix it before it breaks. For example, the 4 generators that I mentioned earlier, they've just had a recent 12,000 hour overhaul which consists of cylinder head change, camshaft change, new liners, new pistons, new piston rods, new crank bearings, and all of this is designed so that the engines will run reliably until our next 12,000 hour overhaul. In our next refit we'll be doing the same to the main engines, whereby it'll be a major job where all the cylinder heads will come out, camshafts will come out and they'll all be renewed. Other equipment on board comes up on a schedule, whether it be hourly or whether it be on a daily basis. We'll be instructed and then we'll maintain that equipment with the spares we have on board or the spares that we can buy ashore. Through our planned maintenance system, we make sure that the engines and the generators are reliable. So whenever we have charter guests come on board, that we have no disruption of service and that we go from A to B without incident and that everything on board works all the time. All the toys on board, such as the 2 sit-down jet skis, 1 stand-up, the Custody tender, the Zodiac tender, and depending on which continent we're in, the Zodiac or the other tenders, we maintain them as much as possible. So whether that just be a mechanical service, whereby you change filters and oil, or any breakdown services like the electrical side of things, we as the engineering team between the chief, second and ETO, we're the ones who look after all this all the time. On board Axioma we have 2 main engines, which are Caterpillar 3516. They develop 2,350 horsepower each at 1800 RPM. We also have 4 generators. They're Caterpillar C9. They develop 215 kilowatts at 1500 RPM. The maximum speed that we can achieve with the main engines is 18 knots, but normally economical speed is about 13 knots. With the engines running at full speed, we run about 20,000 litres a day. So at economical speed, we run nearer 10,000 litres a day. We have 2 water makers on board. The combined output of those 2 water makers is 1.24 meters cubed per hour. That's 1,240 litres an hour. The water that's made then goes through a filter, a silver steriliser and a UV steriliser before it goes into our system. If we take water from shoreside, we also use a softener and a particle filter. On board Axioma, to make things comfortable, we have 4 stabilisers made by Quantum. These are 0-speed stabilisers, so whether we're travelling through the water or sitting alongside an anchor, then we will not move much. Axioma normally goes into 2 refits per year as a standard thing. This is outside of our normal requirements for example, the 5-year or 10-year services. We do this so we can maintain parts of the vessel that would be impossible to maintain if we had guests on board. An example being the firefighting system. We try to change that and update it and keep it up in working order, but without affecting any guest experiences. During the refit periods, we'll do other works which require that engines and generators be shut down. These we can't do during charter, but in refit periods it's essential, so we do it then. So after we come out of refit, we offer a better vessel than when we first came in. As part of our maintenance system, we take logs, and those logs consist of temperatures and pressures of all the vital equipment on board. We do this on a daily basis, and at sea, when we're sailing, we do it 6 times a day. We do this so we can get a trend, a history of what's going on. If there's a problem, we'll see those figures change from day to day, and we can address those problems before something happens that we can't fix. So basically, we're looking for a pattern, so we fix it before it breaks.
Morning Jared, I'm Jay, new ETO on board. Been here just over a week now. I'm just currently having a handover with a previous outgoing ETO. Yeah, I've done 5 years in the cruise industry with Princess Cruises and 2 years on a larger yacht, 120 metre. Looking forward to learning the new systems on Axioma. Yeah, so I've just jumped into a busy yard period now, and recently they've had 20 new wireless access points for the internet. So now there's no blind spots on the ship, and obviously this is not possible to do when the guests are on board because it involves bringing the deckhead panels down, running new network cable. So the only option is in the dry dock really. Also a new K&X upgrade for the lighting and blinds in the owner's area. Still in the programming stages at the minute, but it's looking good so far. On the iPad in the guest cabins, we can control everything from lighting, ventilation, blinds, the media system on board, music and satellite TV. So I'm responsible for all electrical, AVIT and communication system on board, and the day-to-day can really vary. I will start off with some video editing in the morning. The deckhands, they'll be going ashore with the guest. They're going to be filming on the drone, GoPros on whatever activities they're going to do in the day, and then I'll grab that off them every evening then and just upload the content to my laptop and start an edit every day. End of the charter then I'm going to put the content on a pen drive for the guests and give them some nice memories to leave with.
A huge thank you to the Chief Engineer for showcasing his space and for giving us a tour of the engine room. A big thank you to everybody that was a part of this process so far. Smash that subscribe button. Be sure to have a look at the rest of the series of Yacht Axioma. Follow Chef Dean and myself as well as Axioma for all the behind the scenes content, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao.
Thank you.